In the midnight glow where the stars align, we lose ourselves in the rhythm divine. Underneath the sky painted with dreams we're chasing.
Hello, and welcome to episode 13. Today we're going to talk about the astrology of your pets. And I am Mari,
And I'm Jody.
and we're excited about this one to chat about our furry little soulmates. Our pets mean a lot to us. Many of us feel that way, and they have astrology charts too.
Yes. So we thought it would be fun to talk about that exact subject. Our pets have their own natal birth chart, although we may not know what time they were born at. That's probably the biggest obstacle. So a lot of this podcast is going to be general sun sign information. We're going to go a little deeper into our own personal pets to talk a little bit more about them and how we see how their chart is reflected in them and go from there.
Yes, often we do not know the rising sign or exact time, birth time of our pets. Most breeders, if we're talking about, dogs or cats, certainly this includes all pets, right? So,
Mhm.
your bearded dragon is included here.
Yep.
But often there's not a known birth time. That's really not something that most breeders pay attention to. But typically you'll get a birth day, a birth date. At least, normally with dogs and cats, especially. But if you're adopting a pet too, there might be a generalized time frame where you can kind of get at least the idea of the sun sign, hopefully. And there's ways too that you can sort of deduce, right? If you had to guess what zodiac sign your pet is, why do you think that would be? Going through the signs and trying to figure it out and deduce if you have no idea when your pet was born, if you've adopted them, can be a really fun thing to do because they really show these personality traits, honestly. So things to look at in the chart if you do have a date, a birth date, not necessarily the time, just the birth date. Sun sign is the biggest kind of core temperament thing. Their moon sign would be they're talking about their emotional needs and their bonding style. Their rising sign, if you know it, if you know the birth time, which is more rare, would be how they appear and how they interact with the world. So if you don't know their birth time, this is something that I've been trying to figure out with my little dog Nova because I don't know her birth time, but I've been trying to deduce based on how well I know this dog, what her rising sign might be. So that's a fun little game to play. Venus and Mars are affection style, play, and energy levels. And Mercury is how they communicate or understand cues from you, like how, because our pets are always trying to communicate with us. And then Jupiter is what brings them joy and growth. And I didn't dig into the outer planets so much for pets, but you can take this as far as you want to with the chart. But those are, kind of basic temperament things to look for just with the planets themselves, what sign they're in.
Another way to learn a lot about your pet is by looking at the element. So either the element of their sun sign or the dominant element of what you know about their chart. So for those of you who are not familiar with the elements, we have fire, earth, air, and water. So our fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And fire pets are going to be more energetic, confident, like expressive. They're full of life. They love to play. They need space. They need activity. So your fire element pets, that's like a big one. They need activity. They love positive attention. And if they don't get it, they will let you know. Fire element pets can be a little dramatic, and some of them can have trouble sitting still. And again, this goes back to their whole chart. During this episode, we're kind of just doing surface level on the sun sign because we don't know what everybody's chart's going to look like. Because as you know, our animals have every single sign in their chart, just like we do. But what I found just going over these sun signs, it really tells you a lot about your pets. And it definitely nailed it for all of mine and the pets that I know.
Agreed. Yes. My dog Nova is a fire sign. She is a Leo, and I'm going to go into a few specifics for each of the signs about the needs of these pets by element, and then I'll talk a little bit about Nova because she just is so spot on for her Leo energy. So, as Jody was saying, the fire signs, some of their needs, they a lot of movement, adventure, and applause. They like attention. So A fire sign pet might enjoy a sunny room, outdoor access, lots of toys, and freedom. An Aries dog, for instance, would probably enjoy short, intense runs or even agility courses. They have a ton of energy that they're going to want to move through, right? Great thing to be aware of if you have an Aries pet. A Leo pet might like a stage, like a perch in the window, if you're thinking about a cat, or even my dog, frankly, she perches in the window. Anywhere they can catch some sunshine. We call Nova our little sunshine baby because she will find a patch of sun on the floor, like anywhere that she can, especially in the morning. She's like a morning sunshine bather. She just has to find a little patch of sunlight to lay in, which is such a cute thing for a Leo pet to
Ruled
do.
by the
She's just,
sun.
uh-huh, exactly. And another thing I had written down for a Leo pet is they might like to walk around, quote unquote, their neighborhood or their kingdom, if you will, and, prance around and be shown off in that way. Our dog Nova is like that. I swear she thinks she owns like a several block radius where we walk her. And it's just very much like, ah, yes, all that the sun touches is mine. And so she likes to walk around the neighborhood and, leave her mark and check things out. Like, okay, just checking the perimeter because she thinks it's her kingdom. I really swear she does. And like a Sagittarius pup would likely thrive on long hikes and lots of changing scenery, lots of changing and excitement. They want stimulus in that way. And praise is their fuel. They really like an optimistic, lots of praise. It's just some specifics to think about needs for the fire elements.
Yes, and I also have a cat. Her name is Luna, and she is an Aries. And when I named her Luna, I wasn't really thinking about what I was doing. Naming a fire element cat, Luna, ruled by the moon. So she definitely lives up to her Aries fire. And I have
Mhm.
taken a look at her chart, and she does have a lot more Aries in her chart. She's fierce, she's confident, she's very sassy. She definitely likes to be the boss, and she's not the cuddly, snuggly type of cat. She is definitely more moody, and she is the type of cat that will come around on her terms for cuddle time. Like if you're just sitting on the couch and she decides it's cuddle time, then she will come over to you. All my family and my friends and my nieces, they all know that you don't necessarily reach out and pet Luna unless she's giving you the cues that it's okay to reach out and pet her.
It's got to be her idea.
Yes. And
Do you
she's
know
a
her? What is her moon sign?
so she is an Aquarius moon, which
Ah.
which definitely tracks. She's a little detached.
Fire and air. Yeah, that's not going to be your cute little cuddly, just purring on your lap cat,
Right.
typically.
Yeah, she's my kids used
Unless
to
it's her
tell
idea.
Yeah, my kids used to tell me at night, they'd be like, "Mom, you wouldn't believe how crazy she goes at night." Because she would just, like a dog, get the zoomies, run around and just be the craziest cat. At night after, of course, I went to bed, but the kids were still awake and they're like, "She just goes crazy."
Well, maybe that's subconsciously or intuitively why you named her Luna, because she
Yeah.
is very nocturnal. Maybe that's the
Yes,
connection.
she is an indoor outdoor cat, and that's her schedule. She sleeps in the house all day long, and then at night she likes to go out, and she's very vocal about it. So she will let you know it's time for her to go out, and if you don't get up, then she will keep meowing until you get up and let her out. And sometimes we have gifts on the back door, at the back door
Oh, is
when
she a
in the
hunter?
morning. Oh, she is a hunter for sure.
That's
She's,
very Aries as well.
yeah,
The warrior, that fiery spirit that's gonna go out and slay what they
yeah,
consider to be either a threat or, I shall provide for the family.
yeah. She's a great hunter.
Cute.
All right, so next we have the earth element, which would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So earth is grounded, stable. They're affectionate in like a calm, reliable way. They, of course, love food, naps.
Hmm.
They love routine. They are creatures of comfort. So these are going to be your snuggle buddies. They're the ones who slow down and bring peace to the home. They're just calm. So if you're looking for a calm, lazy dog, I would probably pick an earth sign.
Yes, definitely. Um, Actually, Nova has a fair amount of earth in her chart as well. She has no air, not a bit of it.
Oh,
She is
really?
earth, fire, and water. Yeah. And a lot of the earth description things apply to her as well, for sure. So I will get into a few specifics for the earth signs. So again, like Jody said, earth signs love stability, soft textures, good food, and a defined, comfy resting place. They're going to really want a plush bed and think Taurus energy.
Mhm.
Um, and routine. So, routine like walks at the same time each day and tactile affection, like cuddles and pets, are these guys' love language. So, Taurus pets love massages and luxury bedding. Virgo pets enjoy structured games or learning tasks. They like to be occupied in that way or to feel useful. And Capricorn animals flourish with clear boundaries and predictable schedules. Being fed at the same time every day, and the boundaries are very clear of what is expected of them. That makes them feel comfortable and safe, actually.
Yes, for sure.
My needy Leo baby is currently growling at me because she thinks it's
Oh,
dinner time and it's not.
the time change is throwing her off,
It
probably.
is, absolutely. Yeah.
Next, we have our air signs, which would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So these pets are very curious, intelligent, social. They love new experiences. They'd love a new toy. They like lots of mental stimulation. You can often talk to I mean, we all probably talk to our pets, but air sign pets seem to be a little more receptive. They understand your tone, your words. They love like that interactive play.
Yeah, definitely. And they are relational, right? Like the air
Yeah.
signs are relational. So think of a dog who is going to, if you have a guest over, they're going to run up and, probably want to jump in their lap and give me all of the attention. Well, my dog has absolutely zero air in her chart, and she is incredibly cautious around new people, people in general. It takes a long time to earn her trust. She has a lot of water in her chart too. And so has that intuitive nature. She's a Scorpio moon, and I can talk a little bit more about that when we get to water, get more specific about that. But without any air in her chart, it takes a while to earn her trust, and she's not automatically going to just greet every guest by jumping in their lap. That's just not her nature. But an air pet, an air sign, sun or strong air in the chart might. So, like Jody said, they are very curious and social. They would love having windows to look out of, new smells and new sights, that stimulation, new tricks, rotate in new toys, and socialize them often. Stimulation is key. Gemini pets might like puzzle feeders to engage their curious minds. Libra pets adore attention and might pair well with another companion animal, somebody to keep them company. Aquarius pets need space to explore and may bond through shared projects or tasks you give them that make them feel important. As I was writing this, I was thinking about some working dogs. Like, think of a border collie that is a working dog and actually herds sheep. They're going to feel important when there is a group effort being done. You know what I mean? We're in
Yeah.
this together and we have a project and I feel important, right? So that was kind of my inspiration for that Aquarius.
Now, on to water signs, which are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And our water pets are very emotional, intuitive. They are deeply bonded to their people. They pick up quickly on our moods. They sense when you're sad, and they love to be snuggled and to be next to you, and for that reassurance that everything is okay.
Yeah, water signs, I feel like these pets make great emotional support animals because they're very in tune to what's going on for you internally and emotionally. They're intuitive and have a calming presence often. So they enjoy things like calm music, being near water, soothing colors, and close proximity to you. They want to be near you. They attach strongly to their person often. Cancer pets like cozy spaces and family closeness. They like being home, and cozying up with the family. Everyone at home together is their happy place. Scorpio animals need trust and may attach to and imprint on one person deeply. So My dog Nova, like I said, is a Scorpio moon. And that trust thing comes up when it comes to new people in her life. And she imprinted so hard on myself and my husband Josh, but particularly me. And just she's very selective about the people that she trusts. But when she does, she's so, so loyal. And she has this kind of deep, almost like psychic ability. There's this depth in her eyes. Obviously, I'm biased. She's my child.
Yeah.
But everybody who has ever met her has said there's something different about her. There's depth in her. Like it's specifically when you look in her eyes, there's more to her than just happy go lucky, like that. Like all dogs are precious and wonderful. All animals are precious and wonderful. But you know what I mean when I
Yes.
say like some are a little derpier than others, and some like
Yeah.
there's like this intelligence in the eyes, but also kind of this reserved nature maybe, or she's just constantly paying attention. She has old soul energy for
Yeah.
sure. She's a very unique dog. She's kind of a once in a lifetime dog. And then Pisces animals thrive near water or in quiet, soothing environments. You could try soft music or calm ambient sounds in the home, as well as making sure the energy in your home isn't too fast paced or frantic. Water sign dogs specifically often enjoy swimming.
Yes, yes. Well, both my dogs are water sign. Nala is my German Shepherd, and she's a Scorpio, and Pisces is my miniature Bernedoodle, and he is a Pisces. And they both love water. If you are familiar with Bernedoodles, you'll know that their fur isn't so water friendly like the German Shepherd's is, but we
Mhm.
we roll with it. So just to talk a little bit more in depth about my pets. So Nala is our German Shepherd. She's a Scorpio, and she actually has she's heard me say her name now, so she's getting up coming over here. She
Oh.
has a Aries moon, which is very applicable to her personality. She's a German Shepherd, which I think they just kind of have their own personality anyway. And she's very protective and alert, and she is definitely our guard dog. She protects the home, she protects her people, and she doesn't trust anyone at first anyway. And then, like you said, once she does build that trust, then she is the sweetest thing ever. So she puts on a really good front when, everybody is afraid of her because she barks and she looks scary and intense, but really she's a sweetheart. But she's always been the type of dog who had a lot of energy, so that made sense with that Aries moon. And she is also very connected to us and deeply devoted for sure. She's more protective. If she is on a walk with us, she's going to be more protective. She's going to bark more at people, bark more at other dogs. She has this tendency to take herself on a walk. And when she does that, she doesn't bark at anybody.
Oh,
Kind of
cute.
interesting how she changes her personality based on who's with her and who she thinks she needs to protect.
Yeah, that protector energy is strong
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah. Very. Okay. Okay. No, we're done. She's nudging me and knocking my microphone over. Okay. Go lay down. She probably thinks the same thing Nova thinks. Is it time yet?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, you were an hour and a half early, kid. Just calm down.
Right. Okay, so I also have my miniature Bernedoodle Sully is a Pisces, and I also have a cat who's a Pisces. And Sully is the perfect example of an emotional therapy dog. He is just so calm and chill. We can take him anywhere. Now, the German Shepherd, we can't necessarily take her everywhere because although she is a great dog, she doesn't have the best etiquette. So people don't appreciate a big scary German Shepherd barking at them. But Sully has always been very laid back. We can take him anywhere. We take him to, we do some vendor events. We take him to those. And his favorite part is just sitting there and meeting all the different people. And on more than one occasion, he will just lean against people. And he does that to us
Oh,
at home too. He just sits on you and he just leans against you. It's like he can feel that you just need that little extra support.
what a sweetie.
Yeah, he is just a little,
Cute.
and he's happy if he's with you. That's
Hmm.
just he just wants to be able to go with you, wants to be with you. and wants to lay on you or sit by you when he's around. And he just like helps all that stress melt away. So, like I said, perfect emotional therapy dog.
What a great example of a Pisces pet. That's so sweet. And same for Nova, given that her moon sign is Scorpio, so water moon. Emotionally, she's like Velcro. Like she needs to be by us. She wants us all together. And as a matter of fact, like the pack to all together is so important to her that if I'm upstairs and my husband Josh is downstairs, she has to lay on the stairs to split the difference. She doesn't know where to go because she's trying to be by both of us.
Yeah.
And she will growl at one of us to try to get us to follow her to go downstairs and or upstairs to the other person. And she'll start to like lead you or herd you towards the
She's
other
hurting her
person. Like,
people. Yes.
yeah, like we gotta get to, we have to be together. It's darling. She definitely also, I was going to say this about her Leo-ness. She has three planets in Leo. Her Venus, her Mars, and her Sun, all at the, personal planets, the inner planets, the personality planets. So she has only child energy so badly. She is so Leo in that way of like, I am the shining sun that is in the center of everything. And I am the one who is the most important. And so if we pay attention to another pet that's around, she gets very jealous and kind of just comes over and is like, excuse me, what's happening here? There's attention being had and it's not on me. And even with Josh and I, if we are paying attention to each other and she's not involved, she will get right in the middle of us. She is a multi-poo, so she's 11 pounds, black little curly hair, and about this, size of a small cat, really. So she is cat-like in some ways and walks on the back of the couch, lays on the back of the couch a lot. And so if Josh and I are sitting next to each other on the couch and we go to kiss, she will run along the back of the couch and shove her face in between our faces. Like, oh my gosh, there's love being had. Excuse me, I need to be directly in the middle of this. No love without me, please. And then she just starts licking us both like crazy, like, oh, this is what we're doing. Okay, I'm in the middle. So, yeah, her only child energy and her attention seeking is so Leo, but also has such a big heart because that's very Leo, right?
Yeah.
And her Venus is directly on her sun. They're
Oh,
1 degree apart, so she is all love, just a
yeah.
bundle of love, and so supportive to us in that way. And she's very heart centered, which is extremely Leo as well. So,
Oh, yes. The little queen.
yes, she is. She is. And, obviously her only child energy partly comes from her parents spoiling the heck out of her. So it's just as much us. But
Yeah.
she embodies that definitely.
Yeah. Definitely. So my cat Lucy is a Pisces, and she's very different from my Aries cat. I mean, that tells you right there. I mean, Aries versus Pisces, fire versus water.
Mm.
Lucy's an orange female cat. Originally, we were looking for an orange male cat because we were looking for something more friendly because we have this fiery Aries cat. And a friend of ours had kittens, and they said, well, we have an orange one, but it's a female. And I quickly learned that only 20% of orange cats are female, but orange cats are just known to be more friendly. So she is definitely more friendly, and she lives up to her Pisces. She's very affectionate and loving. And sometimes my husband will say that she can't sleep in the bedroom because she purrs too loud.
Oh,
And I'm like, who says that?
that's supposed to be soothing. That noise is supposed to
Right.
be soothing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
what
I
a
think it
cutie.
is. And she loves to sleep on your feet at night too, which is just so she's just very sweet. She loves to just stick
Mhm.
around the house. She does go outside too, but she doesn't go far. She sticks around. She hangs out with the dogs more. This is where I say she thinks she's a dog because she doesn't exactly act like a typical cat.
They all just have such distinct and unique personalities, our pets, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, which again, the further you dig into the chart, the more you can spot each of the little traits. If you're looking at all their personal planet placements and all of that,
Yeah,
it's so fun.
definitely, for sure. And how some of them are more codependent and some are more independent.
Hmm. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And what motivates them.
Right.
And actually, that brings me into my next subject. I was going to talk a little bit about training style by modality. So, this would be typically more for when we talk about training, obviously, there's only certain pets that we really train. But, I don't know, you could probably train your gerbil in some way if you want. Most of what we've been talking about is kind of, I would say, more dog and cat oriented as we're talking here with, going on walks and for dogs and that type of thing. But, you can still look at the key words when it comes to your other pets, your turtle or whatever other pets you have. You can look at some of the key words, descriptive words, and make those associations. But we're talking mostly about your furry pets at the moment. So the modalities, just to review, are cardinal, fixed, and mutable. Cardinal energy is going to be Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And cardinal, these guys are the initiators and they need clear leadership and quick rewards. So when it comes to training, keep your sessions short but decisive. Aries dogs respond well to upbeat confidence, whereas Cancer pets respond more to gentle encouragement. Libra pets appreciate a positive, encouraging tone because remember, they're already trying to please you. They're looking for harmony. They want to make you happy. They're relational. So if you're giving them that encouraging tone, they're going to respond really well to that. And Capricorn pets respond to firm consistency. Structure for these guys is key. They want, like we talked about earlier, they want to know what the boundaries are and what's expected because that makes them feel comfortable. So training them in a structured way is going to be the most comforting to them. And then our fixed signs are Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. So these little fellas are loyal but stubborn, which I can attest to with my little Leo. She is incredibly stubborn. And she also has a Scorpio moon, so she is quite fixed. So they need patience and a steady routine, which I also will say for Nova. She likes consistency. She is a creature of habit, doesn't like to be pushed too much out of her comfort zone. She'll go on little adventures, but there's always kind of this, like, you can tell she's relieved when she's back home with her bed and her routine. That pushed my adventure boundary a little too far today. She's very much a creature of habit with that fixed energy, right? They need consistency. So repetition and praise work wonders for fixed energy pets. Leo pets love verbal applause. They'll do anything for that adoration. Taurus pets need gradual change. Too much too soon, and they will sort of dig in their heels, proverbially. Scorpio animals need trust before correction. It is essential to build a strong, safe bond with your Scorpio pets first and foremost. And as soon as they have that true, safe feeling and that bond with you, they will do anything to please you. But watch a stern tone as they're getting to bond with you. Lots of praise to encourage that trust first and foremost. Aquarius pets cooperate when they understand why. Show them and talk to them about the reason for your ask. And it might feel crazy talking to your pet about, okay, it's like telling a kid when you explain to a child why you're asking them to do something, it calms them down and they can get on board. And Aquarius pets, it's kind of the same thing. If you can in some way show them the purpose and the why behind the ask, that's going to make training go a lot easier. And then finally, mutable signs, which is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. These guys are adaptable but easily distracted. So keep it fun and varied. They like change, new stimulation. So change up their environments or their games often. Virgo pets enjoy precision tasks. These guys tend to be easy to train and want to get it right. Right? They are trying to please and get the task right. That very Virgo energy. Sag pets like movement-based training. They have a lot of energy to move through their body. They get bored easily, so training with high excitement helps. And keeping training sessions short, right? Their attention span is going to be short. So keep it short, keep it exciting, and they are also very happy to please. Pisces animals learn best through emotional tone and empathy. They are gentle souls and won't do well with stern or harsh training. lots and lots of encouragement is going to be your best way to train your little sensitive Pisces
Yeah.
souls.
Yeah. So we had a quick story here. My brother got a puppy at the same time we got Sully. And so Sully's Pisces and my brother's dog is 2 weeks older. His dog is an Aries and Sully's a Pisces. So they would play together when they were real little. And, like most puppies, they just want to play. But then the Aries dog got a little bit more aggressive because he's a fiery dog. And then we have this little gentle Pisces puppy that it was just too much for Sully. He was just like, I just can't. I
Oh,
can't take it
sweet
anymore.
boy.
So, they weren't as much of play buddies anymore because of that difference in their personalities, where the Aries puppy was just so full of energy and fire and wanted to play and was a little bit rough. He's also a little bit bigger. And Sully was like, yeah, I want to play, but don't be too rough with me because I'm half
Hmm.
your size. So that was kind of
Yeah. He needed another Aries buddy to be rammy
right.
with.
Yeah. Yes.
For sure. Yeah, I love that example. It's so accurate. And it's fun to follow along as you get to know your pet, especially if you have a new pet. If you're just getting to know your new pet, this can be so helpful to
Yeah.
learn more about them because it
Right.
is a learning curve. You're getting used to each other and you're trying to figure out the personality of this new little animal in your life. When they can't talk to you other than through their nonverbal communication, so you're really trying to learn each other. And looking into their astrology can be really revealing, eye-opening, and so accurate.
Help you align with the right pet better because, like you said, if you're looking for a pet that's going to be chill and calm and you get an Aries, Leo, or a Sag pet, you might not get that chill and calm pet.
Exactly. Actually, that leads perfectly into the next thing I was going to talk about because when it comes to choosing a pet, there are certain places that you can look in your chart for clues around what type of pet would suit you well and your dominant modality as well. So, when we're looking in your chart for pets, we can look at two houses specifically. Sixth house is the traditional house of pets. I also bring in the fifth house, which is the house of fun, play, creativity, and children. Because really, let's be honest, most of us, at least in the United States and many other places, our pets are our children. Specifically for my husband and I, we don't have children, so our dog is the closest thing we have, and she holds that place in my heart of being my child. So I consider the fifth house for your pets that are very, very close to also include the fifth house.
Going to add in that I think that once your children grow up and leave, then your pets become your children. So you just kind of replace because they really fill that need for a companion and someone to love and take care of, and they love you back. I mean, they're much different than children, but still the same type of concept. We had 3 kids, and then they all moved out, and we doubled our pet our pet capacity because
That
more
empty
so on
nest,
me.
empty
Yeah,
nest syndrome hit hard.
yeah. I was like, oh, let's get another cat. Oh, let's get another dog.
Yes, and like you said, obviously we're not calling them equal. Pets and children. Don't no one get offended about children versus pets. But they do often fill that because we all have that drive to care for and well, certainly as women, I feel like there's a mothering instinct in us to mother something, and even if that's not our own human children,
Right.
it really touches that part of our heart with our pets. My poor little multi-poo, I may make her let me hold her like a baby. She hates it, but I hold her upside down in my arms like a baby, and I'm like, "This is for me. You just have to let me mother you."
She
Because
tolerates it.
yeah,
So
oh,
that's
she
good.
absolutely does. Yeah,
Yeah.
she absolutely does. She just kind of gives me that look like, okay, mom needs me again.
Yeah.
But there are certain places in your chart that you can look for what type of animal might suit you well. And so we're looking at the sixth house and the fifth house. Planets that are in those houses might tell you more about the type of pet, the sign that rules those houses, and where the ruler of that sign is. So let's say Gemini rules your sixth house. You're going to find Mercury in your chart. What sign is that in? What house is that in? That might tell you a little bit more about how a pet would suit, what type of pet would suit you. Your Venus and moon aspects Your emotional and aesthetic preferences around a pet might be seen there with Venus or your moon. So if you have a Taurus Venus, you might love a cozy, cuddly companion. Or if, say, you're an Aquarius moon, you might be attracted to unique or unusual animals. So those are just a few places in your chart that you can look specifically for ideas on if you're looking for a pet. And then also by modality. So if you're a very fiery person, someone who has a lot of fire in their chart, has a sun sign in fire, a good pet for you might be an air or earth pet. Air keeps the fire inspired, and earth keeps them grounded. So a Leo owner and a Gemini dog would likely share adventure energy, while a Taurus cat might balance an Aries impulsiveness by grounding them and teaching them the value of a slower pace. If you're a very earthy person, a water pet would be a really good fit for you. Earth and water both value emotional stability. A Virgo human and a Cancer dog would make a calm, nurturing, home-loving pair, right? You're going to want to cuddle up on the couch together and light the fire, and you'll read your book, do your knitting, and that pet is going to be curled up next to you, happy as can be. If you have strong air energy, a fire pet would go very well with that. Fire and air feed each other's curiosity. So a Libra owner and a Sag dog would likely share optimism and a social spark. And then if you're a water person, again, this pairing, water and earth. So an earth pet would be very good for a very watery person. Water feels safe with earth's steadiness. So a Pisces human and a Taurus pet would feel very soothing to one another energetically.
And I also just want to say that, I mean, pets, some people look at pets as pets. Ultimately, pets are really our family members. They become family members. So we become just as attached to them as we do everyone else in our family. So just knowing how to support them, what's going to support you is so helpful in picking the right pet or knowing what you can do that's going to help support your pet in the way that they want. Like they want more walks a day, or if they want more cuddle time, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever it might be. A great other tool that you can use is a synastry chart. So synastry charts are when you take your personal chart and then you take your pet's chart and you overlap them and you look at how your planets line up or how things line up in the chart, or maybe have a little bit of contrast in the chart, and that can give you a great indicator on how this pet is going to fit into your life also. So there's many, many layers to finding the right pet and what works for you in your chart and then your significant other's chart. So you can just go so much deeper into all of it because it just continues. I mean, astrology, there's so much depth to astrology.
Yeah, I actually went down a really fun rabbit hole with this while creating this episode, while putting some notes together for this episode, because I had never really done that deep of a dive with Nova's chart. I looked at her chart before, just kind of looking at her, but then I decided to do a synastry chart with her and I and her and my husband. And it was just so fun to see where, her personality traits show up for me. Because I know, even though I don't know her birth time, I obviously know mine. And so if you layer her chart over, if you have your chart at the center, for those of you who know how to run multiple charts at the same time, there's in the middle is the main chart, and then the second chart goes around the outside, and then you're making comparisons between those two. And so where their sunshine shows up, what house it shows up in for you tells you a little bit more about your relationship with them and all of these other points. Things that are conjunct, some of their planets with yours can tell you more. So for me, Nova's Mercury, Sun, Venus, Mars all show up in my seventh house of relationship. So she's a mirror for me in a lot of ways, because the seventh house really is that mirror. And I feel like animals really do mirror your energy back to you. And
Yes.
so she teaches me about relationship and mirrors back to me about my own energy and shows me things about myself. I learn about myself through her mirror, which is so beautiful. And her sun is exactly by degree 15 degrees Leo on my 15-degree Leo vertex. And we haven't talked about vertex yet on the podcast, but the vertex is a calculated point in space, and it moves very, very quickly so that you can have variation from hour to hour. So a very quick moving, very specific little point. And it talks about fated connections. And often, if a strong planet or something in someone's chart lines up directly with your vertex, they're going to be important in your life in some way. And so that was really cool to see. And she also has this little Capricorn stellium where her south node is in Capricorn and she's got Pluto and I believe it's Saturn on either side of it. And I'm like, oh, that's her old soul energy. That like, because she can be kind of serious and have this very old soul energy. And it's just like something I've always been trying to put my finger on. And then it's like, that's it. She literally has this very structured kind of old soul energy. And yet the North Node, that Cancer North Node, also shows up in my seventh house of relationship because I have Cancer and Leo kind of split in Placidus, split my seventh house. And so her North Node literally ends up in my seventh house as well. And there were some very cool connections with her chart and my husband's chart. So what a fun thing to be able to see more into your relationship. And then, like you said, Jody, too, if there are points that kind of clash or ways that you don't understand your pet, or you're like, I don't get,
Yeah.
why they're not responding to how I'm training them or whatever it might be, there might be kind of a tough aspect, like a square or an opposition with your chart and their chart, where you can better understand, oh, I need to communicate it this way because they're different than me here, right?
They're here to teach us something for
Absolutely.
sure. And yeah, I can see the connection between my pets. Like I have the two Pisces pets and I have a Pisces moon. My husband is Scorpio and our German Shepherd's Scorpio. I have a Scorpio in my fourth house, so the house of home. And my sixth house is Capricorn. So Lucy, my Pisces cat, has a Capricorn moon. And so it's just fun to see all the different layers that and how
Hmm.
they connect. And I do think pets are great companions and they're also great teachers. And it's funny, I have Capricorn in my sixth house. So I definitely have different rules for my pets than my husband has for our pets. So I got that Capricorn structure on what the rules for the pets.
That's a great example too, though. It really
Yeah.
is of that
Yeah.
looking at your own chart and how you will behave with your pet. That's a great example. But I do really believe that our pets' relationships with us are fated relationships. I believe they are the pets that end up in our lives for a reason and to teach us. And I go so far as to believe that they are often spirit guides actually for us. And anyone who's had a pet that is just something extra, something special will get what I mean. That there's
Mhm.
certain pets that are like a once in a lifetime pet. And I really do believe there's a strong guiding force behind them and that they choose to be in our lives as much as we chose them. I really
Yeah.
believe that.
Yes.
And that's a little more on the woo-woo side, but in my own personal belief, but I really do. I think that animals choose us as much as we choose them to be in our lives, to teach us something and
Yes.
to really show us what true unconditional love is too, in many ways, I think.
Right.
Especially dogs. Dogs, I don't think we deserve dogs. I think that they are just such an incredible gift to humanity. Um,
Their
and
unconditional love.
yes, yes. And that doesn't mean that I don't like cats and so many other animals.
I think cats' love is conditional.
I th I wasn't gonna say it, but they have their own unique things that they're teaching us too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know some people are very much cat people, but
Mhm.
their personality and their chart might go more with like, hey, I want something that's a little more independent, who's
Right.
not so needy. Some people think dogs are really needy and like,
Yeah.
would you? It's just too much. Like you want to be around me all the time. I don't want a Velcro pet, right?
I'm
Like
definitely more of a cat person. Like I love my dogs too, but I always say I am more of a cat person because of that independence. Like when you can leave for the weekend and leave out food and water and your cats are going to be just fine. You can't leave your dog for the weekend.
nope. Nope. It does tie you down. I mean, my husband and I
Yeah.
talk about that too when it comes to wanting to travel and vacation and things. Having a dog versus a cat changes things a lot, for sure. But our
As you
little
were,
girl is a bit of a homebody, like I said. A lot of fixed energy. She likes short adventures and then coming back to her comfort. She does not enjoy long trips away from home. We've tried.
does,
Uh,
does she
she's
have
not a
anything in the
fan.
fourth house?
Well, it's hard to know because I don't have her specific birth time.
Yeah.
I've played around with it a bit. My guess is she either has Cancer or Taurus ruling her fourth. That's my guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Because of that, right? Like
Because of the
the
home.
wanting, yeah, and the comforts of home to me really speak of like either Cancer or Taurus in the fourth, which I've played around with a bit. But yeah, it's hard to.
Yeah. Maybe Cancer
I'm still
rising.
trying to narrow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of a fun little astrologer game, I think.
Absolutely.
Not only
Definitely.
people, pets, you're just trying to, narrow down what do you think their rising sign is? What do you think their sun sign is?
Hmm.
What do you think their moon sign is?
And we've talked about this before, but the more you get bit by the astrology bug and hooked on this, you are going to see life and everyone and everything you meet through this astrological lens. And yeah, it turns it into this game. The moment I meet somebody, or even when I'm watching, like, I don't watch much reality TV. It's not really my thing, but there's a few select shows where I have watched reality TV, and I'm watching these people sometimes. The first thing I'm thinking about is I want to see this person's astrology chart so bad.
Right.
uh, well, I think that's all we have for our astrology and pets today. But this one has been super fun for me. Hopefully, you all enjoyed it. I know Jody and I had fun doing the research on this one and just getting to chat about our little furry friends.
Yes, it was definitely a lot of fun. And to just kind of take that deep dive into your pet's chart gives you just another way to see them, another way to understand, just like with everyone else in our life. So if you're listening on YouTube and you're not sure what sun sign your pet is, if you want to drop their birth date in the comments, and then we will come back and give you a little summary of the sun sign.
Definitely check us out on YouTube. We are on YouTube podcasts and all other streaming platforms, but YouTube specifically, you can actually comment, which is fun, and we can interact. And we always have our email listed. If you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out. And any podcast episodes that you are curious about, topics that you would like to hear more about, we love your feedback.
Don't forget to like us and subscribe to our channel so you're notified of our next episode.
Yes, and it helps us get further reach too. So we appreciate every like, subscription, rating, any of it, all of it. We really appreciate you. And we'll talk to you again in a few weeks.
Thanks for joining us under the stars today. We hope you're leaving feeling inspired, grounded, and more connected to your inner truth.
And if you loved this episode, we would be so grateful if you would subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with someone you love.
If you're ready to explore your soul's path through psychological, evolutionary astrology, and personal astrological coaching, you can find Mari at yoursoulpurposeastrology.com or follow her on Instagram and Facebook at Your Soul Purpose Astrology.
And if you're ready to illuminate your birth chart and explore how essential oils can support your emotional and energetic alignment, you can find Jody at earthandskyessentials.com or at Earth and Sky Essentials on Facebook and Instagram.
And remember, your soul is always guiding you.
The magic starts within.
Away.